Hi there, this is Steve Spurrier. You can join University of Florida Hall of Famer Shane Matthews and also the two-time SEC Player of the Year every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, opinions, and some of the biggest names in sports. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can watch him live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
It is a Friday edition. Thank goodness we made it to Friday. It is PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. We got JC momentarily. We got a lot going on. If you missed it last night, the Rams, one of JC's 8,000 NFL teams, defeats the Minnesota Vikings.
They are, baby.
I didn't see one play of it.
Oh,
However, I did watch the Pitt Panthers stay undefeated against the Big Orange from Syracuse. Another thing that happened in that game that I don't know if I've ever seen in college football.
yeah.
And we got some games tonight. We got the World Series cranking up tonight. And we got a lot to talk about, folks. So shoot us your messages on Facebook Live, YouTube, and the Titan MR text line. JC, you are on the Titan MR hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. What's happening?
Well, I will say this. The Rams were fantastic. Demarcus Robinson, your former Gator wide receiver, who has found a home in Los Angeles, had 2 touchdown catches.
He's been in the league a long time because I think he was a Will Muschamp recruit.
He could have been, and he has found a home in L.A. He loves it there, and why wouldn't you when you've got a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing you balls on a rope? And Matt Stafford had not 1, not 2, but 4 touchdown passes. They loved having Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back. The Rams are 3-4. They'll probably go on a little run now and have a chance in that lousy division, the NFC West. So that was kind of cool. I was enjoying that immensely. We've got the Yankees tonight going to start their bid for number 28. This will be just like 1978 when the Yankees beat the Dodgers in L.A. in Game 6, and the Yankees will win their 28th championship. I don't know how they'll do it. They're the worst base running team in the majors, but somehow they're going to do it with a long.
Well, they don't really worry about it. All they worry about is a 3-run homer.
Well, and Stanton is, if he hits home runs, the Yankees win. It's pretty simple math for the Yankees. And so that's good. We've got the Armed Forces hosting games this weekend. The Army is going to be at home with Air Force and watch Bryson Bailey go crazy in that game. And then in the Meadowlands, we have a friend whose daughter will be attending the Navy Notre Dame game. I mean, that girl's got some frequent flyer miles, I'll tell you. But anyway, Navy and Notre Dame are playing in the Meadowlands, and that's where Blake Horvath, for your midshipman, will be featured against Notre Dame, who has put together a nice little run since that shocker against Northern Illinois. They're playing a lot better as well, QB.
Which Northern Illinois is not very good. So, JC, before we jump into it here, Barone's got a question for you on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. He says, if you were in charge of the UAA and keeping Napier was the topic, what changes would you say must be made if Napier is to be retained?
He needs to fire about half the people that are running around on the payroll doing nothing, and he needs to find an offensive coordinator, in my opinion. Now, I know we've had a lot of discussion about this, but this was the biggest topic when the Gators were when they were 2-3 or something. And this was one of those things where I just think it would take a lot off his plate. Doesn't mean he can't call plays. It just means that instead of having 2 guys making $1 million doing nothing, he'll actually have somebody dedicated to that job. And so I'm for that. That would be the 2 things. The other thing would be win at least 2 of these next 4 games and beat the hell out of Florida State. You do all that, you'll be back next year. If you don't do that and you end up 5-7, I just got a lot of doubt about his future here. Simple as that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, to me, they've got to beat Mississippi here, and they've got to pull off something, maybe upset LSU. It could happen, but it's a tall order because you're going to play Georgia and Texas in the next 2 weeks, and reasonable people understand.
We're playing real football teams the next 4 weeks.
And so it's going to take a lot out on that team.
The only real football team that we played in the league, I would say, would be Tennessee, but I still have my doubts about them.
They're probably the best.
Miami's a good team, but defensively, I don't know how good they are. They give up 40 points a game, it seems like. I think A&M's a good team. But regardless of all that, the reason I think the next 4 weeks are so important, and I don't know if we can win any of them, hell, we may win them all, is because you have guys, let me say this, you have offenses that are the best offenses that we have faced.
That's right. And
with
the
the
reason
best
for that
quarterbacks,
is because of
with the best play callers.
There you go. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, you're going to go up against Garrett Nussmeier, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, and Jackson Dart. That, and not that order, but those are who you're looking at. So that's going to be a test. And it doesn't help that that Marshall's going to be out. That sucks. And that's not what you need at this time. But listen, you've got good memories from the last game. You've had a week off to marinate on that, and throw it. I mean, they've got to throw the kitchen sink at Georgia. The way you beat Georgia, and all you got to do is just call someone up in Tuscaloosa, and they'll tell you beat Georgia by hitting them back hard and hitting them fast. And if you let them get ahead of you, you are dead. You are dead on arrival if they jump out with a lead on you, because their defense, especially coming off the edge, is as good as anybody in the country, and they will tee off and destroy you if you fall behind the Georgia Bulldogs. Simple as that.
Yeah. Gator guy here says, do you think Montrell starts against Georgia if healthy? If so, do you think Ball should get the most carries? Asking because it's clear that if DJ Ball and a few others would have started, we could have been better. Well, I don't know if that's true or not.
That's hindsight.
Yeah, seniority is too overvalued on this team. I don't know about that either. DJ can make throws that Graham can't. I don't know about that either. And Ball can make runs, cuts, breaks that Johnson cannot. Imagine if those guys, as well as Jack Pyburn, Bridges, Gates, and a few others, had started from the beginning. Don't look now, but Dez was the highest rated line. Look, I have nothing against Desmond Watman, and I don't care about PFF's grading. I just know that I think he's a liability when he plays football.
Okay.
I mean, that's me. That's my opinion. People can go with PFF, whatever the hell they say. I take nothing away from PFF. They have a great website and following and all that. I don't know how they grade people because they don't know what the players' assignments are.
Right.
Is there somebody from PFF sitting in every meeting around America? Yeah. That's my point.
QB, can you tell me why Aiden Mizell's on the side of a milk carton? I mean, why is he in the witness protection program?
Because you have two transfer receivers that are tearing it up.
Well, okay, great, but you had a kid that just lit up Mississippi State, had the game of his career, and now we don't know where he is.
Yeah, he played a little bit the other night, just didn't get any balls.
No, he didn't.
All right, this text is from Daryl. Says, Shane, you made the comment the other day how you don't like going to games. I agree. Sometimes I want to stay at home myself, especially the late games in Gainesville when you have to drive home. With modern technology, you could sync the radio broadcast to the TV and you don't have to fight the crowd. Amen.
Hey, there you go.
With all that being said, I will be at Florida, Georgia, but one day I can see myself passing my tickets on to my kids.
Yeah.
It's natural
progression. Not natural progression. I'm going to go to that. I think I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up in the parking lot somewhere for that cocktail party. You know what I mean?
All right, this is from Ryan in Lake City. He says, happy Friday, fellas. JC, I don't work. You still have my number back in the day from 105 The Game and NASCAR picks and such. Great. But brother, the next time you need to mulch the yard, please holler at me because $2,600, I could turn your whole yard into one big bed of pine straw.
No, listen.
And I've never but one red nickel on a bet, I guess, one red nickel on a ball game. But please tell me how BYU is a 2.5-point underdog at UCF.
Well, we're going to talk about that. They are, and we're going to talk about that on the Peachland Dental Picks contest today. BYU is the co-leader in the Big 12. So that's a great question. We'll discuss it. But that conference is really exciting. I think if you follow that conference, there's a lot of hope for many teams in that league to win it. But BYU is a trendsetter right now. They're undefeated. Listen, I got
Tony's selling tickets here for face value. If anybody needs them, reach out to Tony. Andy's question was, is Jack Pyburn the most improved defensive player? He's a good football player. As I've said multiple times on this, like his height, weight, all that stuff may not live up to what most people at his position are, but he does what I'll tell you, Hunter, you ask any offensive lineman in the world, they don't care how big and strong you are. It's, do you play hard every play? Do you go 100 miles an hour? They hate those guys, and that is what Jack Pyburn is. He gives unbelievable effort on every play, and that's why he makes plays. All right, real quick before we move on, this is a text on the Titan Tomorrow text line. It says he heard an interesting stat yesterday. Lagway's completed 69% of his passes, 25 yards of error or more this season. Mertz 16%, 26% of the same type of pass. Not saying he's a better QB than Mertz, but he's definitely pushing the ball down the field. Yeah, he is. I will gladly let you know that completion percentage on deep balls will not continue. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, look at what they're facing coming up here. So
No. What I'm saying though is usually when you throw 8 balls down the field, you don't complete them all.
Right.
That's just not reality. It does not happen. And I mean, would I love for it to continue to happen? Absolutely, because that would be like historical stuff. But you just don't. You don't complete them all. So
well, it's one way to keep the defense honest, QB. I mean, if they're going to stick 7 up front on your ass, let your speedsters go and just
but they
let them go.
It'll be interesting to see how teams play us the next couple of weeks because I still cannot believe what Kentucky did. I've never seen a Mark Stoops team bust so many coverages.
He looked like he was in a different world there. That team was terrible.
Yeah, I think that team's quit.
It does feel that way. It absolutely feels that way, QB.
Michael on YouTube, brought to you by Quad Pump, says, Shane, did you hear about UCF's head basketball coach? He died in the operating table for a small routine procedure. He was 43. Yeah, that's sad. I didn't know how he passed away till I read it this morning. That's terrible.
Shocker.
Terrible.
Just a tragedy, man. Too young. It's a horrible situation. But on another note, for our texter and viewer, I got 35 yards of mulch with some red cypress mulch for my golf cart path for the grand total of $1,900. I think that's a deal. That's a damn good deal right there, QB. I'm just telling you, 3,500 yards is a hell of a lot of mulch, and I got the golf cart path done for like $1,900. My guy Edwin Roblero is the man. So if you want his number, folks, I'll send him over to you. Just put a little message on there.
I think we have multiple people that do mulching on here that we're going to do your yard.
Okay. Well, I got this guy. He got it done, and I am happy to send him. And I'm going to pay him in cash too, baby. Cash, straight cash, so he doesn't have to put it in the So good for Edwin. But
so if you want to come cut JC's yard or clean the roof, he'll pay you cash. F45 training merges 3 leading edge fitness training styles into one 45-minute functional training class. Visit f45training.com to learn more.
I also had a garage door opener just went down. That's another $679. And then we had bedroom furniture just thrown in here for $6,200. I'm broke. I mean,
what was wrong with the other bedroom furniture?
The beds issues. And of course, when you change your bedroom set, you've got to get matching chest or drawer, matching this, matching that, because she can't take it if you don't get everything to match. But here's how you fix that problem, QB. It's called the Hard Rock Sports Betting app. And we're about to go into the Peachland Dental picks, but look at this Hard Rock Bet app. You can make your problems go away. My son told me the other day when I had buyer's remorse on that furniture, he goes, Dad, what's the matter? I said, I just threw $6,200 out the window or in a blender. He says, Dad, all you got to do is take the Chiefs. All you got to do is take Kansas City. If you take Kansas City, Dad, you can make that money back. He was right.
Did you win $6,200 on the Chiefs?
No, I didn't. No, I won 50. I won 50 because I'm a chicken shit. But there it is. It's waiting for you. Just go to the window. Go to the window. Hard Rock. It's legal as breathing air, baby, in the state of Florida. They got it down. So
all right, we're gonna have people who come wash your windows and rake your yard.
Garage door opener is all screwed up. It's the house.
Yeah, we got all kinds of issues.
Man, I'm gonna go live in an 800 square foot apartment and be happy.
Yeah.
No, actually,
I don't know why in that house. Yeah. All right, JC, let's get to the Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's #1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte, surrounding areas. Go visit them at peachlanddental.com.
Got one more thing for you, folks. If you're a male and you're over 50 and your testosterone is going down the tank, it's going down the drain, circle the drain, your testosterone numbers are going down because that's what happens when we age. vitamins B6, B12, E, A, and D with a little sprinkle of zinc, and you'll be shooting it back up without the shots. So how do you remember that? BBEAD, bead, Z with a Z on the end. So it's beads, 6 vitamin B6.
Where did you read this on Twitter?
No, I read it on WebMD. Vitamin B6, B12, E, A, D, and zinc. And if you throw in some magnesium for your muscles, which I'm about to go tune up here after this show, you're going to be a new man, bro. And the testosterone will start growing back in you as you age because it goes away. QB, you're low energy. You may want to look at BBEADZ. Okay, beads. All right, got that.
All right, that's JC's health tip of the day.
PSA, baby. PSAs.
Let's do our picks.
All right, there we go. We'll start off with we got a lot of games, so I'll go kind of fast, but I know we've got some time to burn. I got to go pick up my mother at 8:45, QB. All right, she's going to work.
Oh, hang on a second, JC.
Okay.
Somebody just sent a text on the Dynamar text line.
Right.
Ask JC if he will show the screen his recently finished bets to prove to us he is in the green and not in the red.
Oh, sure. You want to see? Okay. All right.
Don't give away your passwords or anything, JC.
No. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. Last night, I took the Rams, right there, the Rams, for $50 to win a 107. And then I did take Syracuse like a loser. I lost that one. But the balance is nice and healthy there, 4 figures, and we only started with a couple $100. So JC is flying on the Hard Rock. It's like I'm going to develop a logo with a rock and me with wings just flying around and Indian feathers or something because the Seminoles are running this thing and they're doing a damn good job.
Have they paid you any yet?
Well, they're paying us because they're sponsoring the show there, QB.
No, I'm talking about have they paid you?
Yeah, it's Venmo. It's so easy. You just go Venmo. It's there in a day. It's beautiful. It works. There's no problems. They're worked out the kinks. That would be the first thing to always worry about with new devices, new apps, and new everything. So we're going to start with a really good game tonight, QB. One of the best games really of the weekend if you like offense because Boise State's defense is ranked 208th. UNLV's defense is ranked 196th in the country. These are bad defenses, but good offenses, and they are getting 3.5 Vegas at home against Boise State tonight. Keep your eye on Genty, the Heisman Trophy candidate for Boise State. This guy averages, this is the truth, he averages, and granted, I know who they're playing against, but he averages damn near 10 yards a carry, which is a first down on every carry.
JC, he ran all over the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, he did. So God
he
bless
is one of – I'm seriously, I've watched him closely. He's one of the best running backs I've ever seen.
Yeah. What's he like, Barry Sanders or Eric Dickerson? What's he like?
I don't know if there's a comparison. What's crazy is how he runs through tackles. His yards after contact is crazy.
Oh, wow.
But so again, I was reading something else. UNLV and Boise are playing. Where's it at and who's favored?
Well, the game is in Las Vegas. Big crowd there. Boise State is laying 3.5. I'm going to take the Vegas at home to pull it out in the last possession in the fourth quarter. So I'm taking the 3.5 with Vegas.
I'm going to take Genty and the Broncos. Real quick, champion your recovery with Core Power, delicious high quality protein to build muscles and electrolytes to help hydrate, Core Power, replenish, repair, rebuild. Yep.
All right. This is a game that I talked about. I mentioned earlier the Service Academy of the Naval Academy at in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. QB MetLife. What are you laughing at?
After your health tip, Mark on YouTube by Quality Plumbing says just a couple of beers do the same thing, JC, and it's cheaper.
I wish. That sucks testosterone out of you, by the way. But I'm a beer guy, as you know, but I'm starting to decrease that consumption. I'm going to tequila. That's what all the CrossFit guys, Chris Doran, Gator Hall of Famer, tells me. He says, dude, JC, Johnny C, the CrossFitters all drink tequila. So I'm on tequila and soda or tequila on ice. That was the Doran tip to me. And I said, Chris, that's awesome. So I went and had some tequila the other night, mixed in a little ginger ale. It's beautiful.
And that's Casa Amigos.
By the way, it's not a downer, it's an upper tequila. So you don't feel all tired and lethargic after you drink 10 beers and you're like, God almighty, Alabama sucks. I can't stop anybody on third down. Alabama sucks. But if you drink tequila, it's fuck. Hey, Alabama's gonna beat Missouri's ass this weekend and get right back in the race. So anyway, they got LSU the following week or 2 weeks. All right, Notre Dame and Navy QB. I'm going with Blake Horvath. I love that team. I love what they're doing at the academy, at the Army and the Navy. I had the Army hat on Wednesday. Family's all Army, but I have a lot of friends and family and loved ones who went to the Navy. They're getting 14. I don't know. Notre Dame could beat them 36-20, but I'm taking the 2 touchdowns. You got to be kidding me. 2 touchdowns with that offense? I don't care what Notre Dame's bringing. They're going to have fans there, but Navy's getting 14. It was up to 16, if you can believe that, and the bet has gone to Navy right now. So you get more funny text messages. Go ahead.
I do. These people crack me up. I'm taking the midshipmen because I hate Notre Dame more than any team in America. That's the only reason. But Cal on YouTube, brought to you by Claude Plum, says if Bama loses this weekend, is JC in favor of replacing Coach DeBoer with Coach Waltz?
That's a good one. That's a good
hilarious.
One. That's a good one. Coach Waltz.
I don't think Coach Waltz could coach.
What a dope that guy.
Fourth grade team at the boys club.
He's such a piece of you know what. All right. Navy, give me Navy. All right, here we go. We're going to Indiana. Curtis Rourke is out. I told you about that on Wednesday with the thumb. So they're bringing in this kid named Taven Jackson. I'm talking about the Hoosiers of Kirk Signetti. He doesn't care who he's got playing at quarterback. Jackson threw 2 touchdowns versus Nebraska last week. And Indiana is laying 6.5 again against Jed Fish's Washington Huskies. 3 time zones for them to travel to the east. I'm going to ride this trend until it busts. And I know the quarterback's different, but it's the same offense. This kid knows what he's doing. He takes reps in practice just like everyone else, like the other kid does. I think I'm going to take Indiana to keep the train rolling in Bloomington, minus 6.5.
Yeah, I like Indiana too. You know, Washington struggled a lot this year in year 1 with Jed Fish.
Yeah.
But I saw something about these Big Ten teams, the travel. I think the only one that's had success
it's so hard
was Penn State, and they came from way behind in that overtime game against USC.
There's another one. Cal in the ACC went to Auburn, and of course beat Auburn.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in their conference. It's and within the conference. I don't think anybody's having much success when they travel. So anyway, I'm going to take the Hoosiers. Game day will be there. Yeah, I think it'll be crazy.
The last week they had the Fox team there. They had Urban and Brady Quinn and Mark Ingram and your boy Matt, the Heisman winner from USC. They were all there last week at Indiana. So Indiana's getting a lot of attention the last 2 weeks, but they haven't let it distract them because of what they did to Nebraska. I think to do similar things to Washington. Now here's a team going out west in the Big Ten. Illinois is 6-1 QB. You know that?
Illinois, yeah.
And they're going to Oregon. They're playing the 7-0 Ducks, who are laying 22 points. Is that too many points, QB?
Who are they playing?
Illinois.
Illinois is playing who?
Oregon.
Oregon. Oh, I got to read this text. JC, I multitask when I do this.
Well, just do one thing at a time.
I know. Okay, so, I'm going to take, because I think Luke Altmaier can give them problems.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Illini.
Okay, that's a lot of damn points. I'm not disagreeing with that. That's 22 points.
Well, we have a very disturbed listener here, JC. He's always loved us, but he thinks his time is valuable, and listening to mulch is not high on his priority. Please stick to sports.
Oh, thank God. Yes.
He also hates it when we show the picture of Brent Beard with the Georgia Bulldog sign.
Yeah, I did bring that up. I brought that up too, QB. I brought that up, but you didn't care. But
I don't care, because here's the thing. Brent is an Alabama grad. Brent speaks at multiple universities,
he doesn't
quarterback clubs.
On here. The guy doesn't.
It doesn't matter. We talk everything. This ain't a Gator show.
Oh, by the way, it's an open day. Okay. So if we're going to talk about mulch for about 13 seconds, or what's going to make your testosterone levels go up, maybe you should listen to it, and it might help your life. Having said that, you're free.
You don't have to get mad at them, Jason. No, that's their opinion.
I'm just saying.
But I appreciate them listening, but they don't have to listen.
But I'm not going to bore the hell out of the rest of the guys who are tired of talking about Billy Napier every damn week. You know, I mean, I've heard a lot of people tell me that they're about tired of talking about Billy Napier, to tell you the truth.
There's nothing you can say.
There's nothing you can say. So Illinois is our pick. All right. Then we go to Orlando at the bounce house. And this is, somebody's got to explain it. You would call this fishy. And it's BYU at UCF. And
I didn't know this until our listener texted that. That is very fishy. And I don't care because I know they've changed the quarterback, but he still ain't completed passes. Now, UCF ran the ball better last week. I just don't see them beating BYU. I think BYU's a really good football team.
Yeah. And they've got older players, very experienced. I like BYU.
But Vegas must know something.
It's you would say it's fishy. Florida State is down in Coral Gables, QB. Can Florida State win another game? Or are they done? Are they one? They're 1-6.
I don't know who else they play, but they're going to. I would think. I would think Miami tries to run the score up in this game.
I would think that too.
I really do.
By
the way, I'm glad you brought that up. I screenshot this.
All right.
Again, I don't know if everything is legit on on Twitter, but I saw this and I thought it was interesting. There are 661 NCAA football programs in the entire country, JC. There are 25 that have not scored more than 21 points in a game this season. Wow. There's one FCS school, 5 Division II schools, 18 Division III schools, and there's one FBS school that has not scored 21 points in a game this year. Yeah. It's the semis.
Yeah, it is.
Think about that.
I mean, you would think after you renewed the Norvell that he would have something in the bag, right? He's got nothing.
Well, you would think you would have a game kind of like how Pitt was terrible on offense last night.
Yeah.
But they had 3 pick sixes.
Yeah.
You would think you'd have some defensive scores to get you, just like the Gators had a pick six. When you look at 48 points, we had short fields because of turnovers. You would think Florida State would have had one game this year where they had some short fields, but they're the only school in the FBS that has not scored 21
so
points.
So why is it only 21, QB?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game. I don't care. I do not think they're very good. Give me the Canes.
Me too. I'm going to just keep on going. Before we get to the SEC, one more. In the Big 12, 2 5-2 teams, and I think you'd have to admit, along with me, that we're very surprised Colorado was 5-2 after the game they played against Nebraska when they were looking like the worst team in America. But they're 5-2 and they turn it around. You have to give Prime a little credit there, QB. They're 5-2 and they're playing Cincinnati at home, and Colorado is laying 6.5.
They have been playing pretty good. They're playing better defensively, and they don't throw the ball every damn down like they have been. Because I forgot who their offensive coordinator is now. He was in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bearcats.
Oh, Cincinnati getting 6.5. I like that pick too. Damn, we've got too many similar picks. One more. I'm sorry. Before we go, a rivalry game in Michigan. The Wolverines and the Spartans. Michigan is laying 5. They've got 3 losses, and Michigan State won a big one last week. Jonathan Smith turning.
I couldn't name one player on either one of these teams.
I know. I'm going to take Michigan State just because
that's who I was going to take.
But the Wolves are capable of shutting them down, really, but on defense. But they can't. It's unbelievable. It's like Florida State, QB. This is a team like Florida State had a great year last year and has nobody playing quarterback. Where are the quarterbacks? Where are these guys? So anyway, they have no quarterback.
Yeah, somebody can make a lot of money next year going to Michigan to play quarterback
or Florida State. I mean, my God. All right, so we go to the SEC, and here's another team with no quarterback. Although Jackson Arnold, to his credit, has not just bailed and said, you know what, I'm going to take my ball and go home and transfer because I'm not getting what I want. He's going to stay with his teammates and give Oklahoma or Jackson Arnold a little credit there. But they're playing Ole Miss, dude, and Mississippi's had a week to come off that LSU catastrophe, and they're going to lay 20 points to Oklahoma. I mean, that's crazy.
I think when is the last time Oklahoma's ever been a 20-point underdog?
Yeah, right.
And here's what's sad is I think Ole Miss covers it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just sent you a picture. We're all over the place today, but they're playing the golf tournament, the PGA tournament, the Zozo over in Japan. That dude's following Ricky Fowler. That's Pistol Pete.
God bless him.
I love that.
I do too. You're taking Ole Miss.
I'm taking the Black Bears, the Rebels, the Land Sharks, whatever you want to call
You're
them.
going to take your Dogs at home, getting 7 against the Hogs. Van Buren.
Who's playing quarterback for Arkansas?
I think it's the same one that got hammered last week. Tall kid. Green, I think his name. I don't know. This is tough because Mississippi State can't stop can't stop it.
I want to take the Hogs.
You're going to take Arkansas. I'll just have to be different because we have very few differences. Now, this is a tough break for Missouri. You know, they lose their quarterback. It doesn't look like Brady Cook's going to play. They really
Why not?
His ankle's busted. But
he came back like Willis Reed after 3 quarters.
Well, that's what they were saying yesterday. He's going to be out probably. So that's why the line has gone so high now to 17. I don't think the backup is capable. He looked bad against Auburn, and he's probably going to look bad against Alabama. So I guess
he's like a Notre Dame transfer.
Yeah, with a lot of hesitancy, I'm going to lay the 17. But even with the backup that Missouri's using, I don't feel good about Alabama laying any points right now.
Golly, I didn't know that because that was one of my upsets of the day. I was getting ready. Y'all were getting ready to go to the Liberty Bowl. I was gonna take Mizzou.
Refuse the
I'm
bid.
still gonna take Missouri, dadgummit. Y'all got problems, JC. Y'all are very undisciplined.
Y'all got problems. I got problems with a garage door opener. I sure as hell do. Brady Cook is very doubtful, but
maybe. Well, nobody thought he was going to come back in the game the other day, so maybe he plays.
17 is a lot. That's. I don't know why I'm taking Alabama. Don't ask me.
Greg says here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, ESPN had a bit about the Chiefs not covering the spread for a while. I thought.
Well, I don't. ESPN did what with it?
I guess they did like a story on it. Is what he's referring to. I don't know.
Andy Reid.
All I know is they win games.
That's all they do, and their defense might be the best in the NFL. Let's take Vandy. I'm sorry. I know it's in Nashville. Texas is pissed off, but Vandy's physical. Vandy's got a quarterback. And by the way, QB, this guy's got everything in front of him. This Diego Pavia. What do you think if Vandy pulls off these games they've got coming up that he would be in New York City in December? I think it's very possible. You don't think so? Okay. I do. I think.
What is the line?
It's 18.5. If they win this game, he's getting people's attention, QB. I'm sorry. He is.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to take Vanderbilt because I don't know how Texas is going to respond after the loss. I don't know how Texas is going to respond when the bus pulls up to the stadium. They go,
"What is that?
What is this place?
What is that?"
Right. Because that place lulls you to sleep.
But they'll have they'll have more than
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But it feels like you're playing in a high school, like a small high school stadium.
It's awful.
And the fans lull you to sleep.
They did.
I still don't know the entire injury situation with Quinn Ewers because I do not think he's healthy. I don't care what anybody tells me. He does not look like the same player to me.
All right, well, go with Vandy. I'm doing the same damn thing. It's too many points. They're playing in Sleepyville. They will have a lot of fans there, but so did Alabama. It didn't help them. Now, this is probably the worst game on the docket in the SEC this weekend, but it is going to be played in Lexington between Auburn and Kentucky, laying 2.5 to Auburn. I got a feeling Auburn's going to get off the schneid this week.
I'm taking the Auburn Tigers because I think they got a really good defense.
Yeah.
The one thing they will do is they'll throw deep balls.
They did last week.
Those if whatever the quarterback, what's his name?
Peyton Thorne
has to throw anything else, it's a disaster. But they got a couple of true freshman wideouts can go get it. I just think Kentucky is god awful on offense.
You saw them last week.
I think Auburn will hit a couple of deep balls, and Auburn gets their first Southeastern Conference win of the year.
I'm with you on that one. And we end up with the game of the week in College Station between Louisiana State University, where Sam could have gone to college on a scholarship, but chose not to, at Texas A&M University. And so LSU is catching
You
a
got to
point
give me
here.
the point spread. I don't know what the
They're
spread is. I know
I was going to say LSU's catching a point. It's a toss-up, basically. Flip a coin.
1 point. That's it.
That's it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. You don't look at the lines during the week. What the hell do you do?
I don't. I mean, I find out when you tell me right now.
I mean, what do you do all week?
Jason, I'm busy. I'm busy. I don't sit at home and worry about my mulch. I don't worry about my windows getting
garage
clean.
door opener.
Yeah.
Lucky man.
Let's see. I will take. I mean, Kyle Field's going to be nuts.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I like the way Elko's got him playing, man.
I'm going to take the Aggies at home, but man, Garrett Nussmeier scares me.
He does, but Wegman is playing better, and A&M's got a lot of momentum. Elko knows what he's doing. God bless him.
So Mark says here on Facebook, on YouTube, brought to you by Quad Plum, the experts say Mahomes is having a bad year stat wise. All they do is it's not that they're not saying that he is statistically. I said it the other day on the show. Bo Nix has more touchdown passes and fewer interceptions, I believe, than Pat Mahomes. But when it's crunch time, he makes plays.
We'll see what happens when the Chiefs play the Broncos.
But they also just traded for DeAndre Hopkins, right?
The Chiefs did, and
they have no guys on the outside.
They have Worthy and Hopkins. Those are the only two. And McCole Hardman. McCole Hardman's been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's incredible what the Chiefs get out of the minimal amount of players they have when guys go down, and the amount of success they have in all three phases of the game, regardless of who's playing. It's just incredible how good they are. I know I'm sick. I know people in Buffalo and people in New York and people in Baltimore are tired of, and damn Cincinnati are tired of hearing about the Chiefs. We all are, but you have to tip your cap to excellence, and they are excellent, especially on defense. Chris Jones, best defensive lineman in football. He's unbelievable, and they finally paid him. So we've got that tonight. We've got the Yankees and Dodgers game 1. God bless the Pinstripers, making it number 28 this series. And the Dodgers, they're just a bunch of freaks, and I hope the Yanks beat them in 6. That's what I'm hoping for. But
I'm going to take the Dodgers since you're taking the Yankees.
I know you are. You hate.
I hate the Yankees.
You hate the Yankees. You hate the Yankees.
Real quick, text on the Titan Mar text line.
Dodgers in how many? How many? Dodgers in 6. I'll say 6.
Dodgers in 5.
Oh, oh my God. Okay, 5. Go ahead. What's the guy in Jackson?
No. I mean, it's 6 and 6.
What's the guy in
Jackson? That means the Yankees only win 1 game.
That means the Yankees win 2 games.
No, I said in 5. It did.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
this is from Zach and Jax. He says, was I a good practice player? In baseball terms, sounds like Lagway can't hit BP, but it's a different story when he steps in the box with lights. That's what I said. In the summertime, he couldn't complete passes. Honestly, I don't know if I was a good practice player or not. I didn't really care.
Well, Spurrier liked whatever he saw out of you.
Yeah, but Danny was a terrible practice player. I mean, I had receivers that dropped so many balls in practice, and coach was like, that's fine, just catch them on Saturdays. They did for the most part.
Yeah.
So, I'm not one of those guys that gets like, even when I was coaching, a guy miss a throw or a guy drop a ball, I don't freak out because, I mean, those things happen.
That's right. It's just like an infielder lets a ball go off his ankle. It happens.
Real quick. Florida Crackers, the brand for original Floridians, great food and Southern hospitality in the center of the universe, Brooksville, Florida, FloridaCracker.com. All right, JC, are we picking NFL games or no?
Yeah, let's do a couple of those before I scoot to the gym to get healthier while you sit on your – you need to look at the spreads once in a while between Monday and Friday, QB. Just take a glance. I mean, I know how busy you are. You're like a politician. You've got everybody pulling you 3 different ways, but hey.
Yeah. I'm a good politician.
Yeah, that's right. Packers.
I get things done. I'm all about results.
That's a good thing to do. Green Bay is in Jacksonville. I'm going to be at that game. I'm going to be up there in Jacksonville on Sunday.
I can't think of anything worse to do. I'd rather come mulch your yard than go to watch the Jags play.
Oh, God. Green Bay -4. Jacksonville.
Ooh.
The Packers are going to win by 2 touchdowns. But
it's the National Football League, and that's why it's at 4.
Look at the Rams.
It seems too easy.
Look at the Rams taking down the Vikings and just beating the hell out of the Vikings. The Rams. The Rams. Hell yeah. They're back in it.
Well, I like Jordan Love. I don't know how he's playing this year, but I'm going to take Go Pack Go.
Yeah, I figured you would definitely do that. I'm going to be different, take Jacksonville, so you can catch up in our standings. All right, and then we're gonna go to a good game in Cincinnati between Burrow and Jalen Hurts. The Bengals are trying to get back on track, get back into the race. There's a lot of games left to play. You got to like the Bengals the way they've been playing lately. Offensively, they got Higgins back. I'll take the Bengals laying 3 against the Eagles.
It's in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, trying to be different than you, but I like Burrow at home.
All right, I'll take the Eagles. I really do like the Eagles, but I was going to go with the team I was pulling for, but that's the first thing you cannot do when betting on games. You cannot have, like, I'm rooting for them, so I'm betting on them. That's bad. And then we'll finish with, gosh, these games are kind of stiff games here. I'm not a big fan. How about this one? Let's go Bills -3 against Seattle, the Western Division leaders in the NFC West. I think Buffalo is just about ready to go and terrorize the rest of the league except Kansas City. I like Josh Allen. I think their defense is getting healthy. I think Buffalo wrecks Seattle in Seattle. I don't care where it's at. Give me the Bills. I'll lay the 3 against the stinking Seahawks from a stinking Seattle. Give me Buffalo.
Man, I like Buffalo a lot.
Hell
I
yeah.
love Josh Allen, but that line makes no sense.
But it's the NFL.
I know it is the NFL, and that's why I think the Seahawks are going to win the damn game. So give me the Seabags.
Best team in football right now, QB. Who would you say in the NFL is the best team? Even though
the Motown Lions.
That's exactly what I was going to think you were going to say. God, are they tough? They bring such a physical brand of football to the. They're good. I want to see them in Houston in 2 weeks. So I saw them in Dallas. I'm going to go see them in Houston in 2 weeks, QB.
All right. Is that all our picks for the National Football League?
17 picks out here. 17.
17 picks. All right.
Go back and rewind the show.
Hopefully we'll be like 9-8. Right over 500.
That's about what I'm expecting. Yeah.
I'm still shocked because people text about and the BYU line.
BYU line.
Is anybody out for the Cougs?
I didn't see on the thing. I didn't see any injuries. No, nothing.
Their quarterback has to be out, right?
No.
Aren't they undefeated?
Yes. They're one of the few left undefeated teams. I mean, they are the legit as hell. They're playing Central freaking Florida. I mean, God, you saw Central freaking Florida. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, what the hell? And they lost. Central Florida is 3-4. Lost a heartbreaker last week. BYU is 7-0, first in the Big 12, and they struggled a little bit with Okie State last week. All right, so what? It's a conference game. They still scored 38 points. You're going to tell me they're not going to get 40 or more against Central freaking Florida? They're going to score plenty of points. They're going to name the score.
Very bizarre.
I think that's a strange one. And I think the one I like the best is Vanderbilt getting the 18, only because of the number of points and Texas being, like you said, kind of stuck in the cloud.
I'm telling you, they're gonna walk into that locker room and they're gonna be like, "Where are we at? Freaking Midland, Texas High School or whatever." I don't even know if that's a town.
Vandy is trying that. I picked on Vandy the whole damn year because they give away all their TV money to other things, other pursuits. But damn it, they have finally decided football matters, I guess. And this quarterback is a special player, QB. He is a special player.
Yeah.
I don't think he's great.
Joseph's giving stats. He's like you. He loves trends here on Facebook Live. He says home underdogs are 17-2 since week 5. Now that the Rams pulled off another home upset.
Oh, you mean in the NFL? Yeah. Well,
so that means my Seahawks are going to win,
and it means your Jags are going to, and your Packers are going to lose. So,
yeah. Real quick, Marlon says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, Cade Bell from Pitt as the OC. They had a rough night last night offensively, but didn't matter. They won.
Guess what? They're 8-0.
Yeah, but by how our people on here like to grade coaches.
Yeah.
Since they had an off night, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. Fire him.
He's out.
Fire him now. No, give Narduzzi a lot of credit, man. That's a tough place, I would think, to coach and try to be 7-0 in any.
It's terrible. They need to build a stadium on campus.
Yeah, they sure do. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, JC, go get bigger, stronger, faster. Take all your pills and all that stuff.
Let's go. All right, we'll have a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk about it on Monday.
That's JC joining us on the Titan Oral Hotline,
Go
courtesy of
Yankees!
Comfort Temp. We'll be right back, and we'll get to some more
Go
questions,
Navy, go
comments,
Army,
texts.
go Yankees.
And JC can't figure out who
Go
he's going to
Gators.
root for.
Go Gators.
You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the morning.
All right, Todd.
We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills.
Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, Titan MRI, Meldon Law, Peachland Dental, QC Kinetics, Campus USA Credit Union, Dave & Buster's. Gridiron sponsors, Comfort Temp, UF Bookstores, Quality Plumbing, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, F45, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Miapa Latin Cafe, Gator Bait Media, Aikido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, 84 Lumber, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, MG&A Wealth, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Nest and Wild, Florida Victorious, Electronics World.
If you're interested in promoting your business on the show, call Freddie at 352-284-3733. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Ruse Ogra State Farm Office is a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ograinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Barone71 on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, I wish Napier understood and focused on our in-state rivals and rivals in general. Seems like he only circles Tennessee as his focus game because he grew up a Tennessee fan. I will tell you that between Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida State, they focus on those three games a lot. I did not know Coach Napier grew up a Tennessee fan, but I know for a fact they do a lot of all-season stuff. And then leading up to those games, they have a lot going on about the rivalry of Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida State. Those three games for sure. Josh in Mississippi on the Titan MR text line says, good morning. Stuck in the Dallas airport. And of course, a Delta flight is delayed. What game are you looking forward to watching the most this weekend since we're on a bye? Well, I like all games, quite honestly. I would probably say the LSU A&M game. It's a night game, but I'll watch a lot of the SEC games. I'll watch Notre Dame Navy, believe it or not, see what Navy does to them. But I love just sitting around watching games. Go play golf early, and then get home and watch a lot of ball. Joseph has his coaching staff fired up right here. He's got Coach Kerwin Bell's the head coach. Cade Bell's the OC. Phil Troutwine, the O-line coach. T-Rob is his DC. Mike Peterson, co-DC. And why won't it scroll down so I can see the rest of that? Q1 Ratliff is something. I don't know why it's not scrolling. 31 Ember says he's playing in a scramble today. Should the worst putter go first, or should a decent putter go first to show the line? I would assume the worst putter goes first, but I would tell you don't play in scrambles. I don't play in scrambles. If I'm going to play golf, we're playing real golf. We're going to compete. Just scrambles good for guys that aren't serious golfers. Don't get me wrong. It's always great for charity and stuff. I just donate things or money instead of go play. Just can't waste 5-6 hours doing that. Just not my type of thing. John says, QB, are you going to take over for Russell when he steps down at sports things? No, I'm not. Steve did announce, I've known that he was getting ready to retire. He made it publicly, I think, yesterday. He's had a great run at RUF, doing his show as well and teaching all those kids. I owe Steve a ton of credit for this podcast, for pregame, postgame, the broadcast that I get to do with the Gator Radio Network. I have no background in this. My college degree is in marketing and from the business school, and never ever even thought about getting, as coach would say, being a media boy, so to speak. But I owe it all, everything that I've done, to Steve Russell. He taught me as well. So I don't know who's going to take that show over or even if it's going to continue, but it will not be me. No way. They're going to find somebody else to do that after the game show as well. Chris says, think realistically, we can at least go 2-2 in the next 4 the way we're playing and lock up a bowl. That's optimistic. Hope it's true. Joseph, I couldn't see all your coaches that you had on your staff. I have to go back through Facebook and look at it because you're asking what other Gators are in coaching. If you're going to hire a Gator coach, I'd definitely hire Jerry Odom in that list as well. He would come with Kerwin. Andy wants to know how old Steve Russell is. I would say late 60s, possibly. So anyway, let me pull up this. I want to see who Joseph had his team here, or roster, staff. All right, let's see what it says here. All right, here's Joseph. We talked about Kiwan and recruiting. Mike Gillespie is recruiting. He'd be my running back coach. Oh, yeah, I would put definitely I would put Jerry Odom in that. Yeah, there's some other Gator coaches. I have to think about them. Brian on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel also. Shane, what is the best QB skill that you learned from Coach Spurrier? I mean, like a technical aspect of playing the position that he emphasized. It's footwork. If you don't have good feet, you can't play quarterback. It's that simple. More is done with your lower body than people know. Head position. I mean, there's so many little things that you learn from him that other coaches don't teach for whatever reason. We never looked, you talked about look at this, progression. If one's not open, go to 2, go to 3. We never did that under him. I had to learn kind of how to do that in the NFL, and I didn't like it because you kind of eyeballing receivers. We looked in areas of the field and threw to open spots where the receivers had to get to. So, but he was very good at what he did, and I was blessed to be able to play for him. That's going to do it for today's program, folks. Don't forget, Florida Victorious is a proud NIL partner of the Florida Gators. Join today to help make Florida victorious. We'll recap all the games and we'll kick off the Georgia Bulldog week on Monday. Should be a fun week. We'll get some Georgia folks on here, and we'll go from there. Michael wants to know, QB, will you play best ball, or do you have where to go? Did he delete his text? It went away. Huh. I play our own ball. No mulligans. You put everything out. You play by the rules. That's simple. That's why golf's the greatest sport out there. Have a great day, great weekend, folks. We'll see you on Monday. Take care.